grade. Today for science, we are reviewing force and motion. Now we have gone over this in class before, so hopefully it will just be a review for you. Before we get started, let's look at this vocabulary activity that you have. So, it says to create flashcards using index cards or strips of paper for the following vocabulary words. And I'm going to read those to you. Force is a push or pull that makes something move or be put into motion. So when you roll a ball down a hill, the force that you apply when you push it is what causes it to move and roll down the hill. Motion. Changing location or moving from one place to another. Friction, the pull that makes the object slow down or stop moving. So whenever something is rolling on a surface, like if you were to roll a ball down a hill with grass on it, then every time that ball rolls, it encounters objects on the ground, like maybe it bumps into a rock or it rolls on the grass. And as it rolls, something called friction is applied to it, and that's what causes it to slow down. Gravity, a force that pulls things to the center of the earth. So that is just a force that's happening all the time. It's what keeps us pulled down to the bottom of the earth. If it wasn't for gravity, then we would all fly off into space. Push, applying force on something to move it away from you. And pull is when you apply force on something to move it towards you. So what you're going to do is you're going to create flashcards, and you don't have to have index cards to make flashcards. I don't have any index cards with me right now. So I just took a sheet of paper and I cut it into squares. So I did an example for you for the first one. I wrote force on the front, and on the back I wrote the definition. So a push or pull that makes something move or be put into motion. So you don't have to have flashcards, index cards. You don't have to have regular paper. It could be notebook paper. It could be anything. So now let's look at this top activity. Take two objects and gently roll them. Record which object, that should say record which object rolled the furthest. So it could be really anything in your house that you have. For example, if I were going to do this, I don't have any balls in my house. So I might take an orange and roll that, and I might take an egg and roll that as well. Now, just so you know, this egg is boiled. It is not a raw egg. I didn't just take a raw egg out of my fridge. And I'm not telling you to go in your fridge and take a raw egg and roll it somewhere in your house. Please don't do that. Excuse me. If you have any leftover Easter eggs that maybe you dyed for Easter, that might be good. But you probably shouldn't roll a raw egg. So this egg is not raw, it's boiled. So it won't make a mess if it cracks. So you would just roll those two objects, and you would figure out which one moved the furthest away. And then after you do that, think about why that object rolled the furthest. And you could even predict which one of these two objects you think would roll the furthest. You might look at the shape of it. This egg is pretty oblong. It's not a perfect circle, but this orange has a flat top and a bottom. So which one do you think would roll the furthest? So find two objects in your house and discover that for yourself. If you have any questions about this assignment, you can send an email to me or Miss Gillespie, and we'll be happy to answer those for you. That's all I have for today. Bye.